If you have ever believed that success is measured only by trophies, then stay with the story until the very last moment, because what happened after tonight changed everything. The cameras captured the celebration. The audience applauded louder than ever before. The headlines focused on the award, but they completely missed the one moment that left an entire room holding its breath. Watch until the end, because the final words in this story reveal a truth more valuable than any trophy ever placed on a shelf. If you enjoy emotional stories inspired by the world of entertainment, then remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments, because every opinion adds another chapter to the conversation. The lights inside the Grand Awards Hall shimmered across rows of elegant seats as the biggest stars of the evening waited for the announcement everyone had been talking about for weeks. Every conversation slowly faded into silence. Every camera pointed toward the stage. Every heartbeat seemed to echo through the magnificent hall. The presenter opened the envelope with a smile that hinted something unforgettable was about to happen. For a brief second, time itself appeared to stand still. Then the words echoed across the room. The award for Best Actor goes to Zhang Linghe. Thunderous applause filled every corner of the hall. People rose from their seats almost instantly. Some smiled proudly, while others wiped away emotional tears after witnessing years of dedication finally receive recognition. Zhang Linghe remained seated for only a moment. His expression was not one of celebration. Instead, it carried quiet disbelief. He looked toward the ceiling as though remembering every difficult step that had led him to this stage. His hands trembled slightly before he slowly stood up. The audience continued clapping, but many noticed something different about him tonight. He was smiling, yet behind that smile rested countless memories no one else could see. As he walked toward the stage, every camera followed him. The giant screen displayed close-ups of his face. Fans watching from around the world flooded social media with messages of congratulations. Everyone expected the usual acceptance speech filled with gratitude toward directors, producers, colleagues, and fans. No one expected what happened next. He accepted the trophy with both hands and remained completely silent. 1 second passed, then another. The audience quietly waited. Instead of immediately speaking, he gently looked down at the award before whispering almost to himself, "This belongs to someone else before it belongs to me." The microphone captured every word. The room became completely silent. People leaned forward, wondering who he meant. He slowly raised his head and smiled through emotional eyes. "Tonight, I want to talk about the first person who believed I could stand here long before anyone else ever imagined it. My mother." Those two simple words transformed the atmosphere inside the hall. Suddenly, the glamorous celebration became something much deeper. In this story, Zhang Linghe began sharing memories no one expected to hear. He spoke about a tiny apartment where dreams often seemed far bigger than reality. He described evenings when his mother stayed awake long after midnight, carefully repairing old clothes instead of buying new ones, because every saved coin helped support another acting lesson. He remembered rainy mornings when she insisted on walking beside him carrying a single umbrella while pretending she was not tired. He recalled moments when auditions ended in disappointment. Moments when rejection letters felt endless. Moments when people politely smiled before telling him he simply was not the right choice. Every time he returned home discouraged, she never allowed failure to become the final chapter. Instead, she prepared warm meals. She reminded him that tomorrow always carried another opportunity. She smiled even when life gave her countless reasons not to. As the audience listened, many quietly reflected on the people who had encouraged them through their own struggles. The cameras slowly scanned across the room, revealing emotional faces everywhere. Some actors gently nodded in agreement. Others quietly lowered their eyes. This was no longer just another award speech. It had become a heartfelt reminder that behind every visible success often stands an invisible hero. Then Zhang Linghe surprised everyone again. He gently placed the trophy on the podium instead of holding it. "This award may carry my name, but every sacrifice behind it belongs to my mother." The audience erupted into applause once more. The sound echoed throughout the hall for what felt like forever. Meanwhile, somewhere far away inside a peaceful home, an elderly woman watched the ceremony through a television screen. She had prepared tea earlier that evening, never expecting anything extraordinary. She simply wanted to watch her son attend another awards show. As his words reached her living room, she quietly covered her mouth. Her eyes filled with emotion. Beside the television stood old family photographs. Some showed a young boy smiling with oversized dreams. Others captured birthdays celebrated with simple homemade cakes. Every picture represented another memory that had quietly shaped his journey. She smiled softly, not because of the trophy, but because after all these years her son still remembered the smallest acts of love that had never appeared in newspapers or interviews. Back inside the awards hall, the audience remained captivated. Instead of ending his speech, Zhang Linghe continued, sharing another memory. He described one particular evening years earlier after an especially disappointing audition. He admitted he had considered giving up completely. He believed perhaps acting simply was not meant for him. He remembered sitting alone beneath a quiet streetlight. His mother eventually found him there. She did not deliver a long motivational speech. She simply sat beside him. For several minutes, neither of them spoke. Finally, she smiled and quietly said, "If the road was easy, everyone would reach the destination." Those words became the foundation of everything that followed. Every difficult filming schedule, every exhausting rehearsal, every moment of self-doubt. Whenever life became overwhelming, he remembered that single sentence. The audience listened with complete attention. Many viewers watching around the world began sharing stories about their own parents. Comment sections filled with messages thanking mothers, fathers, grandparents, and guardians who had never stopped believing in them. The tribute unexpectedly inspired millions to remember people who often receive too little appreciation. As the ceremony continued, something remarkable happened. The host quietly stepped back. The orchestra stopped playing. Even television producers decided not to interrupt. Everyone understood that this moment deserved to unfold naturally. Meanwhile, outside the venue, hundreds of fans gathered beneath bright city lights, hoping to catch a glimpse of the evening's biggest winner. Large screens displayed the ceremony live. As they heard the heartfelt tribute, many fans stopped cheering. Instead, they simply listened. Some held hands. Others smiled through emotional eyes. For once, celebrity excitement transformed into something universal. The importance of family. The quiet strength of encouragement. The priceless value of never giving up on someone you love. After finishing his speech, Zhang Linghe carefully picked up the trophy once again. Instead of raising it high above his head, he gently held it close, almost as though it represented years of unseen sacrifices finally finding recognition. As he walked away from the microphone, the audience stood for another ovation. This applause felt different. It was not merely celebrating an actor. It was celebrating every parent who quietly believes in impossible dreams before the rest of the world does. Later that evening, journalists eagerly waited backstage, hoping to ask about future projects, upcoming films, and career milestones. Instead, one reporter asked a simple question. "What does tonight truly mean to you?" He smiled thoughtfully before answering. "Winning is unforgettable. Remembering who carried you to this moment is even more important." The quote instantly spread across social media in this fictional story. Millions shared it alongside photographs of their own families. People who had not spoken with their parents for months suddenly made phone calls. Others searched through old family albums. Some simply whispered thank you before going to sleep. The tribute became much bigger than entertainment. It became a reminder that gratitude can outshine even the brightest spotlight. As dawn slowly approached, the city awakened to headlines celebrating the Best Actor winner. Yet among all those articles, one message resonated louder than every headline. Success reaches its greatest meaning when it remembers its beginning. Perhaps that was the real victory of the night. Not the trophy, not the applause, not the cameras, but a son choosing gratitude over glory. A son reminding the world that behind every extraordinary journey often stands an ordinary person whose love quietly changes everything. And perhaps somewhere, someone watching this fictional story decided to send one message, make one phone call, express one heartfelt thank you. Sometimes those simple moments become the greatest awards of all. If this story touched your heart, remember to like this video, subscribe for more emotional storytelling, and tell us in the comments What is the greatest lesson someone in your family has ever taught you, because your story might inspire someone else who needs hope today?